All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. Let me get this tweeted out so everybody can join in here. 1 second. Traders. Awesome. Good. Well, I hope everybody had a great weekend, and we're back at it Sunday night, May the 17th, 2020. I hope everybody is doing great and had a blessed weekend and doing well. And today we're going to be starting a new topic. I think it's going to be a cool one. We're going to talk about day trading harmonics. Those are those cool butterfly type patterns that you see on some charts out there. It's like, what are those? So we're going to be talking about those this week. It's going to be a fun one. So today we're going to start with the Gartley Pattern. Before we get started, though, everything we're going to talk about, as always, is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. So we're going to start. We're going to take a look and see where we left off the market. Then we'll take a look at the futures, and then we'll get into the topic, and then we'll go into questions and chart requests. So let's see. So wow, SPX. So quite a move here recently. Let's take a look here. Make sure everything's coming through. Okay, good. All right. So SPX monthly chart. We've been tracking this well because of the high volatility, right? When the volatility is very high and you have big moves, got to tune out a lot of that noise and see what's happening, right? So one of the big things we had originally that brought us down here from before the Corona crash, right, was this upper shadow, the shooting star off the upper Bollinger Band here at the monthly chart. Had another upper shadow right off of it, and then that's where we started to move. Mid Bollinger Band down. We held the cloud, right? We held the mid Bollinger Band. We held the ominous 50 monthly moving average, which is a key bear market line in the sand, right? We held that macro trend line there from the 2009 lows. Okay, so we're above all that stuff. Now it's just about seeing if we can climb up or not, or if they're going to try to bring this thing back down to retest those lows. So we'll see where we go from there. In the meantime, Doji month so far. Still have about a half a month left. Don't forget, this week is a full week, but next week is Memorial Day on Monday, so we got a 3-day weekend coming up. But anyway, spinning top so far, so we'll see how that goes here. Kind of a doji right here, inside Harami, inside month, double inside month as we continue through May. Weekly chart, pretty interesting stuff. We did a thorough analysis in the newsletter this weekend of the SPX and also other, the Nasdaq and the Dow. But what we can see right here, upper shadow here on the weekly chart here, nice shooting star pattern that filled this open gap. We still have the Harami cross, which ended up bringing us way down. That level is going to be really important right there, right? It's about 2970-ish, right? And then we've got the 30 weekly moving average, another change in composure type level that we've talked about in the past, in profiting in bull and bear markets. So we're still below that too. But anyway, we finished last week with a lower shadow right here. We haven't quite taken out this upper shadow, so this is still in force, but this is trying to give a push to the upside. So we'll see how that behaves this week. A breakdown below these lows, guys, takes us down for a very potential test of these lows down here, and then we'll see where it goes from there if that is the case. Daily chart. So what is this all saying right here? So we are in the trend box, right? So we originally down our downward trend line here. We worked our way up here, right? Higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher lows. Rut row back in the trend box below this the upper trend line right here. A few different lows here, holding this horizontal cloud, right? Below there is a 50 moving average here on the daily chart. And pretty interesting, right? So this is kind of neat, right? I wasn't trying to be Buzz Killington here, but we do have a lower high based on this and a lower low based on this. So are we starting a possible trend down again? We'll see. They definitely need to defend here, and we need to break out of this trend box high so we can shift this trend box over and start to work, shift the trend line over so we can get rid of this trend box. And then we have, we saw on the other chart, those other different key levels. Couple gaps above, couple gaps below. 200-day moving average above on the daily chart. Let's take a look at the price action on Friday. So Friday was an interesting day, right? So SPX, right? So pretty interesting stuff, right? We actually gapped down, and then they gave us a hammer, right? Worked its way up, chopped sideways, and then just some upward grinding type action. They tried to rip it in the close there on Friday. So they tried to give some strength on that one. These are the levels that we provide to our members before each market open, all very helpful, because they help us, right? Price likes to test levels, right? Gaps, open gaps, prior day's highs, right? And then our other key calculated levels right here at this daily pivot level, right? Came up with that, came back to the daily pivot, right? Then we had a high, we had a higher low, higher high, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So just really just kind of trending itself up. And really when you see that happening, you can always put a channel on it and just kind of see what's going on there. So so pretty interesting stuff there, and we love these levels, and definitely helpful as we move into this week. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look at the S&P futures and see how they're looking tonight. So pretty bullish here. As Powell took the stage again. Oh, it's got our topic on here right here. So as Powell took the stage again on the on what was it, 60 Minutes tonight, talking about, oh no, we're not out of ammo, we're ready to roll, right? So here, so the market's definitely working its way up on that. So we've got a nice uptrend here tonight, starting to break down a little bit right now, right? You go to your highs, you go to the other point that doesn't intersect any others. Sometimes they do match other points, and so that's kind of where we are right now. So let's see how, if it wants to retest the scene of the breakout tonight, right? Or how they want to handle, this crazy action right here. But big push right there, right? Nice triangle breakout type move, right? Double inside 15, working its way up. Lots of inside 15s tonight. So I'm sorry, these are 5s, but lots of inside 15s tonight right here, and we'll see how those end up working their way up here this evening as we test these levels. So good stuff right there. Just a mini little breakdown right there, and we're still holding the ADMA into tonight. So good stuff there. So so again, let's kind of go into the topic here, and then we'll take questions and chart requests. So so this week we're going to be talking about day trading harmonics, right? So these are these cool, you can see in the background there, that blue kind of butterfly looking pattern there, really neat stuff. And tonight we're going to talk about the Gartley pattern. So this is kind of the first foundational pattern. Gartley is kind of the guy who first came up with these concepts here. And let's just talk about let's just define it right now, what the Gartley pattern is, and of course we'll mention who he was. So make sure this is coming through okay now. Okay, good. Yeah. So H.M. Gartley, Harold McKinley Gartley. Okay, he was he had a stock market advisory service back in the 1930s. And he was pretty popular at the time, and he was the first one to apply scientific and statistical methods to analyze stock market behavior. Well, at least one of them. I mean, there was definitely some other guys, right? So we talk about Alan Andrews, right? There's other folks, of course, that were delving into this topic back then. It's amazing how a lot of these topics, right, from these concepts that were used from folks like Jesse Livermore, Alan Andrews, right? These folks, still show strength, are very powerful in today's price. They made a lot of great discoveries. R.N. Elliott for Elliott Wave, right? Dow, right, for Dow theory, right? So we have all this stuff that applies greatly today. So so what was his concept here? So the concept here is basically he wrote a book called Profits in the Stock Market. And he basically was the first one to kind of talk about this method, and it was a method not only to show what to buy but how to buy it, right? And so later on, there was a book written by Scott Carney and called The Harmonic Trader. If anybody's interested in checking out those books, so one is Profits in the Stock Market, the other one is The Harmonic Trader, and then he basically used Fibonacci's to come up with this stuff. So the first one is called the Gartley Pattern. That's what we're going to talk about today. So let's talk about that a little bit here. So here's basically what it looks like, right? So the idea is that you have a down move, okay, followed by an up move, okay, followed by a down move. Okay, so what do we see in here, right? So we're coming down, right? We're seeing actually a higher low, okay, and then we actually get a higher high. Okay, and the concept is, it's like, okay, well, that's going in an uptrend, right? Well, how many times have we seen this in our trading? How many times have we seen this in our trading and we actually move down like that? Well, I thought it was working on an uptrend, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, row, right? So how is this? Like, what is the what does this happen? So this is actually the Gartley pattern. Okay, this is a sell area right here. Okay, so let's talk about how he comes up with it. Right? So each one of these that we're going to talk about this week, and then we're going to wrap it all up with kind of putting it all together and estimating these levels. So let's talk about that. Okay, so it really is, it's an A B C D pattern. Okay, so let's do this here. So A, B, C, D pattern. Okay, so A, B, C, D, and each one of these levels is based on a Fibonacci retracement. Okay, so the first one, we can call it the first level X right here, just so you guys, we can just call it something right here. So we'll call it X. Okay. And okay, so that's your first down move. Okay, so the first retracement, all right, so the AB move should be about a 618 retracement. Okay, so let's take a look there. So this is the first part of the move. So we got to pull up our Fibonacci tools, right? So just click the little percent button down here. Okay, so we start at this level right here, and we have a 0.618 retrace. So what I've done is, for the purpose of this discussion here, is I've actually turned all the important Gartley numbers red. So you have your 886 we'll be talking about, the 618, the 382, okay? And so really this is going to be here, this. Okay, so a move up to the 618. Okay, so we got that going on right there. Okay, so there's your 618 retrace. So your AB is your 618 retrace. Okay, so B to C is two different moves, is two different potential moves. It's either a 382 or an 886 of the AB. Okay, so let's remove this right here. Okay, so let's go. So let's just do an 886 example. Okay, so I'll just go from B. Okay, so from B to A, we're going to move down 886. So let's do it this way. Sorry. There to there. Okay, you can see it's one of the red ones right down here. So let's just activate this, and so you guys can see an exact, relatively exact type pattern right here. So there's your C pattern right there, your BC. Okay, so that was a pretty decent pullback right here. But notice the higher low. Notice the higher low. Okay. So what they say is that if the retracement of the BC is a 382 move of AB, then CD should be a 1.272 of BC. And consequently, if BC is an 886, which we'll talk about this time, of AB, then CD should be a 1.68 of the move of BC. Okay, so let's say 1.618 of the move of BC. So let's take this here. So we're just going to do an extension on this one. Okay, here. So we're good there. So let's do an extension of BC. Okay, so this move right here. So let's go this. So I'm just going to do it from down here because we're going up. So you can see where my level is, right? I'm starting at C. I'm going back to B, coming back and doing an extension. So this is going to go up to the 1.618, right? And that is going to be, you can't see it right here. Let me scooch back a little bit. You can kind of see it here. Oh, that should be a red line too. Let me actually edit that. The 1.618. We'll make that red as well. Okay, so you come up pretty high on that. So this is the 1.618. Let me redraw it so you guys can see it the other way. Okay, so I'm just going to go BC. We're going to start essentially on this line right here, up to the B level. But I'm going to go forward because TOS, you got to go forward to see it on the other side. Move like this, and this. Okay, and you can see the 1.618. Oh, it doesn't show you the 1.6. Oh, there it is. Why did it make it red? Oh, I didn't save it as default. 1 second. This way it'll show up on future chat. All right, so it comes up to here. All right, so let's get that there. Activate. Switch that over there. Here. This is some precise stuff, and we'll talk about kind of estimating in the future, right? Sometimes it's hard to get things exact. Okay, in reality, but they get close. Okay, so here's your 1.618 extension off of the BC, and then after that, the CD line. Should also be a 0.786 retracement of the XA. So you could do either one, right? Whatever is easier here for you. I did the 1.618, but you could also do this here. Okay, so the 0.786. Okay, so either way, this so you're either here or the 1.618. Either one is fine. I just have it at this one right here. Okay, so the 0.786. That should be red as well. These are all possible lines right here. Okay, save it there. Okay, so a red one. Either one is good. Okay, and then after that, it's toast. Okay, so you put this one right here, and then it's down, and it's gone. Right, so here it's a very interesting pattern. It makes sense, right, psychologically, right? How often do we see this, right? Oops, that was a duplication. 1 second. Move. How often do we see that? We see it, quite a bit, right? So we, things are starting to work its way up. It's like, oh yeah, hey, higher high, higher low, higher high, all right, higher low, wait, and then it takes out all these levels, right? Now, momentum, you don't necessarily need this tool, right, to say, I mean, obviously you break down these pivots, we could test that pivot, you break down that pivot, we could test that lower, but it's pretty cool. You'll start to see this stuff, okay? And then to make that cool butterfly effect, right, all you got to do is just put a line right here, like that, and then draw another one there, and then you got that cool butterfly looking chart, right, that everybody sees. In fact, one of the setups that we're going to talk about later this week is actually the butterfly. Okay, so big move right there, and then you get that's your move down. Okay, so let's show a couple examples. I'm not going to go through redrawing the whole thing in reverse for the bullish setup, but let's go and find a couple examples. There's actually a few here on the S&P chart. So let's on the S&P futures chart. So let's take a look here on the day trade. So let's actually go to the 1 minute chart. It's a little bit harder to find on the 15. You got to really zoom out farther. It's sometimes it gets a little bit tricky. But on the day trading side, here's your 1 minute chart right here. Okay, so this is the opposite. I've already drawn it on here, right? So this was from Friday afternoon. Okay, before we had that final rally right into the close, it was a bullish Gartley pattern. Okay, and why is that? Okay, so we had our first initial move up. Okay, and then we retraced that move up. How much do we retrace? Well, let's throw a Fibonacci on there. Okay, here to here. It's, close. Look at that, guys. Right there at the 886. Boom, we got right here. Okay, and then we worked our way up. Okay, we worked our way back up. What was that? That was from here to the low, from here to here, right? Or here to here. Right? We had another 886 where we had an exact retracement of this one, right? Back up here. You go to here to here. Oops. Here to here. Another 886 here, right? Or here to here. Right? 886. So you can see these upper it's not precise exactly on this one, but here is very precise from these levels here. Right on the 886, right on that red line right there. And then we move down, okay? And then we retrace back here, right, to the next level down, right, your final level. Okay, so the 786 of the first move, right, the 786 from here. Boom. I mean, it's about as close as you get right there, right in this one. And then you just have to apply your chart patterns, right? Well, look at this. This was a key reversal pattern right here. Beautiful. It was actually a Morningstar reversal, right? On the 1 minute chart. You had a red candle followed by a red candle right here with the real body below this real body. And then this real body is a green candle that closed over 50% of this range. Morningstar reversal. You've got your harmonic setup right there. And then boom, you get a great move up to the upside. This is just on the S&P futures right here. So entry here. They're above these levels. 2884, right, all the way to 2859. Okay, so a nice 15-point move on the ES. Huge move up, right? And then that is your bullish setup, right? There's also a bearish one back here, just like we discussed. Let's see, we had one back here. And there's probably more of these. Let me just go back. Let me just increase the size of the chart a little bit here. There's probably more of these, but let's zoom back here. I'm pretty sure I found one here. There, right here. Exact same moves, right? So right here. Okay, bearish Gartley pattern. Okay, you have your first initial move down, right? Your first retracement. Look at that, 618, right there. Okay, first retracement at 618, right? And then your next move up. Okay, here. Oh, sorry, your next move down. Right to the, pretty darn close to the 886 right here on this move down, right? And then you move up, all the way back up to the 23.6, or right at your 786, or you can do the extension from here to here. Going back to that level right here, just sideways a little bit, so you guys can see that right there. So right to the close, right? Not to the not precisely to the 1.618, but a 382. This is about as good as it gets right there on the intraday. But beautiful harmony on these ones, right? You can do a couple different methods. Like I said, it doesn't have to be the 618, right? You could also do the CD move. That final move could be a 786 of the initial move, right? Which is this guy right here. Okay, pretty darn close to the 786. Would you agree? Boom. See ya. Have a nice one. Have a nice day. Right? Double tweezer tops right there for another move down. Okay, so that's first potential short idea. Next one, this one was just toast right there. Double inside one, sideways down. So so another cool Gartley pattern setup right there. So good stuff. That is the Gartley pattern. We're going to talk about a couple other ones that he has this week. But it's a really neat way to look at the market. It's a great way to use math, right, and use cool setups, right, to kind of to dissect the market in a different way, right, than maybe that we're used to looking at, right, than to kind of use possibly key levels right here. So one thing I would look at, right, is you got nice drop zone right here, right. So we kind of can get up here and you get to that drop zone here. It's resistance up here. There was selling pressure, right. So when you kind of start to see this, you start to see, hey, higher low, higher high. Get your retraces on there. Was it a 786? Sure, close enough, right? Right off those zones. Look for short setups right there, and then boom, we got a huge move down on that one. So really cool stuff. A great way to look at the market, and plus it kind of gives it an elegant feel to defining setups. They just look so cool, right, on charts. So anyway, good stuff right there. Nice move up, and here we are this evening, just kind of who knows? Maybe we got a Gartley going on right here. Maybe it'll give us a higher low, right? We'll see what it does here at the evening. Down move up. Maybe it'll give us a higher low. Work its way up to the 786, and then maybe good night, right? We'll see. So there's your little butterfly right there, your little Gartley pattern right there. Okay, cool. So looking forward to seeing what that does tonight. And at this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible. And so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another great trading day tomorrow and an awesome trading week this week. So good stuff. All right, let me get the 5-minute chart back up here, and let's get the dailies pulled up. And Shirley has sent in a few via email, so let's take a look at those. GDX. Okay, make sure this is coming through okay. Good. All right, so GDX. Wow, yeah, the miners were super strong on Friday. So let's see if they get any follow through. The market gapping up might show some weakness for it, but it's interesting, right? We had a pretty, an up day on Friday in the market too, and gold was still going up. So we've seen this before, right? We've seen big money doesn't want to have their money in equities, they want them in gold. So last time before the big fall, we saw a lot of money loaded into gold while the market is going up. So it's definitely a good thing to keep an eye on here going forward. I like the bull flag breakout right here. We had some sideways action after that and had a nice gap up on Friday with good volume. So with this, right, we just want to, I know it's getting messy on here, but with this, let's take a look. Bullish until proven otherwise, right? So we're still holding our upward trend line on that one. JD. Definitely want to keep an eye on right here. Strong day, right? Basically, to keep an eye on Friday's high, right? Friday's highs right there. We might gap above it, but a break above those levels could give another push up. But definitely back in the bullish zone right now. Just be careful. It is a China name, so those could be a little bit tricky sometimes. Yeah, that's one thing to kind of mention right here, right? Yeah, so things are looking good. Like Powell saying some good stuff about the market, buying stocks and all that stuff, buying ETFs. But keep in mind, the next drama thing, as Corona seems to be kind of winding down and more states are reducing restrictions and removing lockdowns and stuff like that. The China trade deal is the new drama back in place, right? And so there's going to be a lot of back and forth on that stuff, right? So anyway, Nvidia. Wow, what a move on Friday, guys. Inside day up, right? That's why we like to mention that stuff in the Twitter feeds and everything like that. Inside day up, guys. What a huge break above that level right there. What was that, 321-ish? You go to the 15-minute chart. Let's see, where am I here? The 15-minute chart, go C12 here, boom. Right, there's that level right there. So inside day high, right, tested, pulled back again, and then there's your breakout candle right there. Boom. Beautiful candle there, a nice volume right there. Pull back to the 80 minute, and just so strong for the rest of the day on Nvidia. So is it going to keep going? It could, right? It's got earnings coming up this week on Thursday night, right? So it likes to go at the end of the week. It's the last big tech stock to report. It's holding its trend, right? Looking bullish. Looking bullish. Right, until proven otherwise. So again, strong uptrend right here, so we'll look for surprises to the upside on that one. Premiums are going to start to get pretty high on that on the options. Netflix, on the other hand, still kind of expensive, but it also hit all-time highs, and it did it on decreased volume. So let's see if it, how it holds its prior all-time highs right here, and see if it can, hold those levels. Okay, but nice breakout move right there. Netflix sometimes can be a little bit tricky, but finally a nice move on that one with a tagged 455. So impressive move on that. And then finally, Penn. Yeah, so this is going to be one to keep an eye on, guys. One of the things that we're noticing is that just a little bit of news is starting to affect stuff, right? So, Apple, we're going to open some stores, right? Super bullish, right? Rip Hughes. Friday, Disney. Well, we're kind of working, we're approved now to work on a plan to maybe kind of sort of open up our parks, our amusement parks again. Boom, super bullish, right? Big breakout move. Casinos are ones you could look at for the next potential one, right? So it's like, we're going to start opening up our casinos. Boom, you see like Penn, Wynn, MGM, things like that starting to work their way up. Cruise lines, not so much. Airlines, maybe. I don't know. But some of these other sectors could be very interesting. It's interesting how they're getting response, especially the big names. Right? I mean, keep an eye on Boeing, too. It's got that huge triangle that it's working on. If some big news comes out of that one, that thing could really start going again. YouTube Day, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Anyway, great stuff, Shirley. I really appreciate it. Cisco. Cup and handle on daily. Yeah, looks like it. Here's your cup. Here's your handle. Trying to break out. It tried to break out the other day. Right, so it's still kind of below these upper shadows right here, but continue to look at it for strength. Right, the semis have been strong. Cisco is kind of in that sector. Right, little open gap right there that could work. So a big open gap up there that could be potential targets on that cup and handle breakout. Nice observation on that one, YouTube Day. Rochelle, what's going on? SLV, yep, another one like the GDX, right? The metals, very strong day, guys. Right, we talked about this the other night, Thursday night. So strong, right? Beautiful move right here. Beautiful close above all this pivot level, above its trend line, above its geometric line right here, and then a huge gap up the next day. Very, very nice. One of our members really capitalized nicely on this one. And great job on that one. Bullish improvement on this. Big gap below, 200-day moving average above. So watch that as potential resistance. ZK, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're having a great weekend. Riot. Look at Riot. Went from penny stock to bigger penny stock. Inside day. Remember that level right there? Big push out of those levels. Inside day right here. Down 20 cents. But let's see how it holds. This inside day going into Monday. Nice stuff right there. USO still moving sideways, but getting some more volume, perking up a little bit right here. Guess where? At the downward trend line. Right, we had that triple inside day, worked our way up a little, so it's trying to get its way out of here. See if we can confirm above it. See if we can get over that 21 EMA and maybe work up to the 50-day on that one. Is if more places are reopening, more business is coming back on, right? The demand for oil is going to go back. It should go up again too, right? 'Cause more people driving, more people buying gas, more companies using petroleum and all that stuff. So SLV, good stuff there. Yep, we just looked at right there. Nice breakout the other day. So I'm now contained by the 200-day moving average to see how that holds there. And then Uber, wow, triple inside day. You think that one's going to stay compressed forever? Probably not. So let's add that to the radar for tomorrow. Okay, cool. That's a great one. And definitely keep an eye on that. So obviously, anytime you have those type of compressed inside days, it forms a triangle, pennant type pattern right there. So see which way it breaks. See which way it breaks on volume, and then we'll see where we follow that price. Michael, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. J Moss, what's going on? Good evening. Yeah, WBA. This was actually a pretty decent looking chart when I was going through charts this weekend. Inside day here. Looks like huge volume. Right, on Friday, so let's see if it breaks out one way or the other. It's got X dividend coming up too, so keep an eye on that inside day right now. I mean, for the most part, right, it's kind of working its way down, but it could be working on a falling wedge type pattern. It's been a little bit out of play in terms of options after they talked about delisting from the Dow, but definitely want to keep an eye on, just based on that chart pattern. So looking interesting there. There is still some trading going on in it. Bagash is going on. Good evening. Yeah, futures are green. Hoping it stays green throughout the week. Absolutely. Chart request URI. Yuri. Yeah, decent move right there. Closing over all these other levels right here, kind of testing that prior inside day high right there. So just kind of keep an eye on that. Right. Other than that, it's essentially, let's see. Let's get rid of that guy. Still in its own little trend box right here. Really, it's got to get back above the 200-day moving average. You're kind of in the chop zone on this one, but might give you a couple moves there to try to work its way up to those levels. Chewy, that's Buddy's favorite right there. Double inside day. Let's see if we break out of those levels and get going again. And let's see, AYX. Nice inside day up on good volume, guys. Coming off of that tweezer top up there, so that's going to be a key level for it to get above. Twilio. Yeah, still holding up strong after earnings. Tried to take the inside day up and came back in range. Just kind of keep an eye on it right there. It might want to test the inside day low. If it holds that, right, we might see it bounce and kind of get back out of those levels again. You might actually see some sideways action on this thing for a while. Held its gap really nicely, though. And then DPZ. Dominoes. So still kind of in its own little trend box right here based on those highs, right? So it's kind of in the chop zone right here, but it is, working on a kind of a sideways channel up right here. So again, generally kind of bullish. right? It's over its 8-day moving average, so that's good. Anke, what's going on? Good evening. Yeah, all's well. Hope you're doing good. Thoughts on Boeing? Said yourself well buying. Oh yeah, that could be good news for Boeing. What we were just talking about there. So Boeing, inside day within the triangle, right? This thing just needs to start breaking out one way or the other. It tried to break down, really hard to do it, right? It filled that gap and came back up again. Narrow range inside day going into to Monday. So we'll see. Yeah, let's see if that wealth fund buying will help it. Roku. Inside day down, guys. This is bearish, right? The only thing that kind of is like, it doesn't have you swing over the weekend is that low volume right there. Not a lot of conviction to it. There is a big pivot level right there. So see how that holds. But if it pushes below there, this thing might see the cloud. What else? Intel, again, still range bound. Also an inside day. It's still within this range right here. You can see these two channels right here. So there's two lines right there. So still horizontal range bound there, but it is still holding its cloud. And the 200-day moving average and the 50-day moving average, which is like amazing confluence right there. And then beyond, double inside day. Double inside day. So maybe it's just pausing for a little bit, see how it holds that area. And then JP Morgan. Right, a lot of the banks rallied on Thursday, right? Big squeeze on those. Inside day. So with less volume. So just kind of see how it does right here. It's got some prior support as potential resistance up there. It's still below its 8, which is below its 21, which is below its 50, which is below its 200, right? So we're definitely bearish, right? But we'll see if we can try to get some strength on that one. Good stuff. Rich, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. GLD. Yep, GLD with a doji. So like we were looking at the other metals right here, I like the triangle breakout, right? Good volume, working its way up. Potential doji sandwich, right? So, rally base, potential rally up. So we'll see if that can get a move up there. Otherwise, if everybody gets super bullish in the market, gold might kind of calm down a little bit. W, nice move, right? Nice move off of earnings, right? It's still defending its earnings gap right here. Remember this inside day? We said, let's see if we can defend that. It's still defending those lows right there. So see if that can continue to work its way up. And then Uber, triple inside day. Got to pay attention to that. So definitely going to be on the radar for tomorrow. The Nest, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let's take a look. AVAV. Yeah, careful with this one right here. I mean, lots of, I don't know if it's had any crazy action after hours, but, holding these levels right here, big triangle move. I like how you're focusing on sometimes focus on these stocks that consolidate because that compression does eventually lead to expansion. CGC. Yeah, nice breakout move. Yeah, the pot stocks were really strong on Friday for whatever reason, but that's kind of, breaking out of this little downward channel right here. So I like the volume on that one. See if that gets any follow through. The pot stocks are really, they give you a good day and then they don't give a lot of follow through, but something to keep an eye on there. IQ earnings coming up here. This is one I don't really trade a lot of Chinese names anymore, but especially after LK got delisted or is basically halted still. It tagged its 50-day moving average, got earnings coming up, so it's definitely one to keep on the radar. Sometimes it can give a good trade, but a lot of times their option volume has been really down a lot. Chewy again, double inside day, definitely on the radar. GoGo. Trying to get there right there, decent volume, right? Let's see if we can get above these levels, get above the 50-day moving average, back to the cloud. Home. Getting there, right? It defended its prior inside days right here, but it's got a little resistance right here. Resistance, right over that guy too. So, but it's working its way into the cloud. SQ. Yeah, beautiful follow through from a strong day on Thursday. I really loved the price action on that one. That was a go-to one that we pointed out to our group on Friday, which gave some nice trades on that one. ERI. A couple upper shadows right there. Again, the same thing. Let's see if we can get over those levels here, and then try to work its way back up. Chef. Yep. Once everything starts opening up, hopefully these food names will start going right. So it did defend the geometric line and gave you a little bit of a line right there. So just kind of see how it holds that going into the rest of the week. And then CDLX. Yeah, nice move up off to the samurai here and defending the 200-day moving average. So let's see if we can get some more strength off of that. Decent candle. Good stuff. Fausto. Yeah, futures up. The Nest. APT. Yeah, so inside day after a decent candle right here, right? I like how it's breaking out of the triangle. It never got over those highs. But let's see if we can get an inside day up to trigger that move up. And then PayC. Defending the cloud pretty well. Decreasing volume, but still decent. Okay, so one of the big levels here that it needs to get above is this geometric line right here. Tag and tag, right? So it's got to try to get above that. Otherwise, there could be potential resistance. And then CWH. Yep, inside day up. Upper shadows right here, right? So a couple upper shadows right here. So watch that. It might be Camping World had an epic run up, yeah. And let's see how that does. Right, I like the inside day up, but the upper shadow is a little concerning off of that prior upper shadow. A little bit of selling pressure in that area. So good stuff. Yeah, my pleasure. Rocky, what's going on? I had a few drinks after the last couple of trading days. Nice. Yeah, it has been crazy. So it's been a little bit wild right here. But VEVE is kind of doing this crazy slow move up here, still defending its ADMA, and it got back above that upper trend line that we looked at the other day. So still bullish, still proven otherwise. It's a wild one. Brian, what's going on? I know, the crazy swings are fun. They give us some good moves, right? A little volatility, a little action. Royal, what's going on? Good evening. I hope you had a good weekend too. Yeah, let's take a look here. So Chewy, double inside day. Let's see if we can break out above those highs. LLY. Decent hammer right there. It's over the ADMA, kind of flattish right in this area. This is kind of a big geometric line we're going to want to keep an eye on right here, kind of triangulating. See if we break out that way, one way or the other. And then Kroger. Let's see, Kroger kind of hanging there a little bit. Remember, it was a triangle, nice little breakout of that triangle, but now the triangle expands because of the recent pullback. So we got this going on. We have a little bit of a lower shadow here on Friday, so we got that going on, right? So it's still kind of chopping around here. This is your prior resistance level right here, also the center of the triangle. Good, yeah, my pleasure. Michael, what's going on? FSLY. Yeah, this one's just been strong. Another inside day up. You know, we thought it might give you a little bull flag right here, but it broke out of that. Then it's breaking out above here again. This thing's just epic right now. Just a big move right there. Decent volume on Friday, so see if it gets more fall through the upside. And then the Rock. This stock is the people's champion. Rock bottom, upper shadow. So let's see the holes are here. Watch. I think we already had X dividend on this one, so just keep an eye on those upper shadows right there. Heather, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you had a great weekend. Thank you, as always, for your support. Holding right here, the apple's in the trend box, right? So apple's in the trend. I like how it got over the ADMA. It's kind of like poking its head, trying to poke its head over this trend line right here. It's got work to do to get that trend line shifted over right here. So right now we're kind of in the not really quite sure yet, right? So if the market does get weak, so you break out this trend line right here. You got open gap below, could test this inside day level right here. Big open gap there, big open gap there. So let's see how it goes, right? But it's really close to getting to its all-time highs. So let's see if we can get see how that price action goes. Trend box is kind of choppy zone, but it had a nice move on Friday. Yeah, my pleasure, Brian. Yeah, Walmart. Yeah, earnings this week. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, so retail, big on the radar coming up this week. So Walmart's gonna be one of them. Strategy for earnings: wait until after earnings and then look for a setup. Right? Don't gamble through earnings. We don't. No sense in doing it. But yeah, so it's starting to poke its head here above this this geometric line. So we'll see how it behaves on earnings, and then we'll go from there. Usually after that too, it's kind of choppy. Walmart's really a rough name to trade. I'd probably avoid it altogether. Twitter, hanging in there, right? It'll give some nice intraday moves, right? We kind of have this gap level that got filled, right? It's kind of testing that. Really, it's got to get above the cloud. Now it's got to get above these levels. You know, it's some nasty price action. It does give some good day trades though. MZ, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. The Nest, ANTM. Yep, kind of hanging in there, getting tight too, right? There's your geometric line again, so we could kind of shift this over here a little bit right here. So still getting tight there, defending its 200 and over its ADMA, so that's good. Michael Fleer. We thought I could get out of there at one time, right? We had this nice cup and handle pattern right here. I couldn't quite get above it. So remember, we were like, let's see if it closes bullishly above the 200-day moving average, some volume. Not really. It pulled back off it. So we rejected the 200-day. So what it might be doing here is gearing up. You got an inside day on Friday. It might be gearing up to try to get out of that move this time, right? Getting a little more energy on it. Maybe after X dividend, and could find a little more strength on it. Mark, yeah, my pleasure. GSK, LRCX. Let's take a look. Inside day and a big candle might get contained there for a little bit, right? But you got a kind of a geometric line right here, a little triangle type thing going on LRCX. Tricky one to trade. Rich, the XLK. Technology. So far, so good, right? I mean, tech's been pretty strong, right? So it's kind of in its own little trend box right here, right? Kind of this level and this level. Just kind of see how it holds there. If we can get out of there one way or the other. Ankit, OSTK. I tell you, this is amazing. This thing has been so strong. Double inside day down. But look where it came to. It came right back to the fib fan line right there. You gotta love that. So, but what an epic move from $2 all the way back up to $20. So, found a little resistance right there, and pretty cool stuff. It actually looks, I mean, this is holding up there. See how it holds? It's right at the ADMA. So, see if we can hold that. So, hopefully, it doesn't curl over. The Nest, AVAV, 75 million. Wow. So that's good for AVAV. Good for AVAB. So let's see how that goes. See if we can get back up above his trend line right there. Thierry, what's going on? Oh yeah, VTIQ. Woo! Well, we talked about it, right? We talked about its parabolic move right there. We talked about that Thursday. We talked about Friday, right? But that Thursday candle, or the Wednesday candle, is like, might be done, right? Then you had an inside day at the low end of that lower shadow right there. Inside day, test, and down again. So let's see. It might just be kind of coming right back. So yeah, definitely an interesting one to keep an eye on right there. We'll put that on the bearish radar for tomorrow. Let's see. See if I can see more downside follow through, and we'll keep. I mean, golly, Nvidia is still so strong. Still so strong. Good stuff. Mookie, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. TLT. Yeah, pulling back a little bit, I guess, on the market strength there. So it's basically just kind of doing this. Kind of triangulating type situation right here. Yeah, a little bit there. See how it kind of holds those areas. 80 may cross down into 21. It might try to cross back up again. It's still over its 50-day. So yeah, it's ready to pop. When the market's ready. Good stuff. Tracy, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you had a great weekend. HPQ. Let's take a look. Yeah, HPQ, nice move off of the prior lows. Right, we're seeing a lot of these patterns setting up right here. So decent volume came in, looking good. Still in this triangle range right here, and it's got earnings coming up, so it might kind of, maybe it'll come up, test this, and then chop around and see what it does for earnings. BAC, Bank of America, inside day, chopped around a little bit after an epic recovery. I like how it's the upper end of the range. Let's see if that is a pause move and tries to work its way back up into the cloud. Doji sandwich, potential. And then Chugger. Yeah, look at that. Just this thing is what it is. This thing is just strong. Right, so it's definitely working on a nice channel right here. These are tough ones to trade with options. It's this particular one, almost looking like a rising wedge type thing, but it's just slow grinding its way up here. That kind of channel. Definitely want to keep an eye on there. The next, yeah, DPZ, trying to right. It's holding this geometric line right here, and it closed above its ADMA. So it might be just a little pullback for DPZ to try to do that cup and handle break. And Bagash, yeah, I missed healthcare. Yeah, UNH. Oh, wow, one of our members did really well on this one on Thursday. Nice move, nice, huge candle on that one. They caught it right at the lows and then rode that for a real great move intraday. And then they try to follow through and give you a big upper shadow, right? It's still rejecting this upper shadow right here at this geometric level, so kind of keep an eye on there, see how it handles that. And then Humana. So that's a little bit better breakout right there. That looks pretty strong. I like that. We'll put that on the strong radar for tomorrow. Very nice one. Good. Great. Thanks so much, Megan. The area, yeah, QQQ. Let's take a look. And the Qs. Right, so it's still kind of holding its way up there. Got over the 80 EMA, over the 21 EMA. Still in its trend box right here and below the upper trend line. But see if it can continue to push its way up. Tech's been so strong. So it's good stuff, guys. Great. Well, hey, awesome chart request tonight. Great questions, and really appreciate everybody for tuning in. The Harmonics is a fun session. It's all about basically Fibonacci's, right, and finding those patterns, right? So, it's basically a psych out pattern right there. If you have like a higher low, working on a, looks like a higher high, and then it's, kind of pulls back, and then it just keeps going. Right, that type of thing. So it's pretty cool stuff. So looking forward to talking about that with you for the rest of the week, and really appreciate everybody for tuning in your chart requests. If anybody's new here on YouTube, definitely click subscribe and hit the ring the bell so you can get notified when we go live and when we put up other great videos. So appreciate that. Whether you're new here or not, definitely hit the like button. We always appreciate that. And be sure to check out the links in the description. So really appreciate everybody. Again, have a great rest of your evening. I hope everybody has a great night and an awesome trading day tomorrow. Looking forward to it. We'll see you guys on the Good Morning Market Prep on YouTube and on Twitter. And have a great one. Thanks again. Thanks, Heather. Thanks, Michael. And stay healthy, everybody. And remember your